Hello and welcome to my review of the first week from the English Premier League, and wow, ladies and gentlemen, what a week it has been. Let's kick things off with the first game, which was at Anfield featuring Liverpool and Stoke. The final score was Liverpool 1, Stoke City 0, and the goal scorer was Daniel Sturridge kicking the goal in the 37th minute. What I took from this game is Liverpool basically really dominated everything as far as possession, shots on goal, shots on target. Basically, they dominated from start to finish. As you can see on the screen right now, there'll be the formations for both Liverpool and Stoke. Liverpool played a 4-3-3, really a possession-based formation, and they just put a lot of pressure around the Stoke box for basically the first half. Stoke had a couple of chances. They hit the crossbar from Robert Huth, but as did Liverpool with Colo Touré, who headed the ball against the crossbar. However, Liverpool did create the majority of the chances and really never looked as if they were going to lose the game. However, in the 88th minute or the 87th minute, as I recall, Simon Mignolet had to come up with a big penalty save due to Daniel Agger handling the ball inside the box, causing, I think it was Jonathan Walters from Stoke to take the penalty, and it was a really good stop by Mignolet down to his right, and he made a double save, and everyone really got around him, including Gerrard, which was fantastic for his confidence since it was the first game. However, the result really, I think everyone basically knew that Liverpool were going to win, and they did it quite comfortably, bar the little catastrophe that could have happened at the end. The next game is Arsenal versus Aston Villa at the Emirates. Wow. Whole summer, to spend some money. Wasn't the case. And first game, loses 3-1. It's got to hurt for the fans, including myself. I'm an Arsenal fan, and God, I was disgusted. 6th minute, Olivier Giroud, I should tell you the scorers. Giroud scored, giving Arsenal the lead. However, Benteke twice scoring, and then their new signing, Antonio Luna, I think his name is, on the counter-attack, absolutely just ran the whole field and beat the ball past Szczesny. 3-1. Arsenal fans raging at Wenger, raging at Gazidis and the board. And it's another disgrace that this can actually happen, but, you know, after everything that's happened in the summer, one could only surmise that something like this would happen in the not-too-distant future. And congratulations to Villa. They deserved it. They played very well, very aggressive, gave away a lot of fouls. And talking about fouls, my God, Anthony Taylor, the referee, I know Wenger didn't say anything at the end of at his post-match press conference, but by golly, some of the decisions were absolutely disgraceful by Anthony Taylor, and really, he got to come out and say something that he stuffed up, because it didn't cost Arsenal the game, because Arsenal cost themselves the game, but he played a big part in that. The next game was at the Hawthorns between West Albion Bromwich and Southampton. The formations will be on the screen for you guys right now. It finished in West Albion Bromwich 0, Southampton 1, and guess who scored? Ricky Lambert in the 90th minute, a penalty. Wow, it was a very even game. Southampton, they pressed very early on. They had some chances. Both teams, it was a very scrappy affair in the middle of the park, trying to get the possession. Second half, Southampton came out with a very fast tempo. Mauricio Pochettino really told these players to get a move on. It was a very open game in the second half. Both teams were trying to go for the win. And then in the 90th minute, Yusuf Malumbu decides to bring down Luke Shaw in the box. Luke Shaw, what a player. In the box. And then Ricky Lambert steps up after scoring for England in his very first game and slots at home a fantastic penalty, giving Southampton the win. The next game was West Ham and Cardiff. West Ham won the game 2-0. The goal scorers were Joe Cole and Kevin Nolan. The goals were scored on either side of the half. Basically, Cardiff came out, early pressure. They had a few chances. They couldn't capitalise on it. However, West Ham, from then on, really looked in control. And once Joe Cole got that first goal, Sam Allardyce's team really played some fantastic football. And talking about fantastic football, the second goal, if you watch that second goal, finished off by Kevin Nolan, 16 passes, and it wasn't like West Ham normally do, bomb the ball long. This was intricate passing. Barcelona would have been proud. Passing the ball around Cardiff, and Nolan, as he always does, finishes it off, and it gave West Ham a really, really solid start to the season and a really good 3 points. That game finished 2-0. The next game was at Carrow Road, Norwich City versus Everton. I knew this game would be a draw. However, I only predicted, if you check out my previous video, I said it would be 1-1. This game was 2-2, and Norwich City's striker, one of the strikers that signed, Ricky van Wolfswinkel, made something out of nothing and gave Norwich 1 point. The key points that I took from this game: Ross Barkley is outstanding. What a player, not only for Everton, but he well could be for England in the near future. That boy has a lot of potential. There was a crazy 20-minute period in the second half, which led to Everton scoring twice in about 5 minutes. However, as I said before, Ricky van Wolfswinkel, once he scored, Norwich really tried to kick on in front of their home fans and get that win. However, just eluded them. However, this was one of the most entertaining games in this week, and two impressive teams looked quite very sharp in their first game. Finally, I got a game right. I predicted this. Sunderland 0, Fulham 1, and the goal scorer was Kasami. Sunderland, Paolo Di Canio, they dominated the early possession, had a couple of chances through their main striker, Josie Altidore, a very good player. However, they couldn't find the back of the net. They had so many chances. Fulham only needed one chance, and that's all you need. If you put that chance in the back of the net, bang, you win the game, and Fulham basically did that. The next game at the Liberty, what an entertaining game again. Swansea 1, Manchester United 4. Again, formations on the screen. A Danny Welbeck brace and a Robin van Persie brace. What can I say? Highly entertaining game. United came out very strong. Robin van Persie, that first goal was so good centre forward play, and that's why he's a world class player. Danny Welbeck, the second goal in the 90th minute, fantastic chip, cool, calm composure. And Manchester United, everyone thought, myself included, that Moyes could struggle. That's obviously not the case. And Swansea just had a little bit of a hiccup at the start of the season. I reckon they'll come good later on. Just give them a bit of time. The next game, Crystal Palace versus Tottenham, finished 1-0. Guess who? Wasn't Bale, because he wasn't playing. It was Roberto Soldado, Tottenham's new marquee striker, and the person that they paid their highest transfer fee towards. He scored in a penalty. It was a good game, highly entertaining. Tottenham were very impressive. AVB's got that team really clicking. And basically, in the second half, after Crystal Palace went down, they decided to come back, show a lot of heart, a lot of desire. They really didn't give up. Ian Holloway's got that team. He's given that team immense spirit and immense belief. And I reckon if they can keep that up, what they showed in this first game, if they can keep that up, they will stay up in the Premier League. However, they had a late flurry of chances early on, but Laurie stepped up to the mark as a world-class keeper should and saved them all and gave Tottenham the 3 points. Now, the happy one, the happy one. He returned to Stamford Bridge and he saw his team Chelsea defeat Hull City 2-0. Now, honestly, in the first half, I watched this game could have been about 10-0. Oscar was fantastic. A Lampard free kick. Guys, go and check that out anywhere you can. That's a great free kick, even though the goalkeeping was a bit iffy. And Hull City really had no answers in the first half. Steve Bruce probably took him in the sheds at halftime, gave him a bit of a spray, and they came out after the half and played some really good football. Chelsea didn't have too many chances, but they were always comfortably in the lead, 2-0. They really just sat and enjoyed the afternoon sunshine at the bridge. The last game, the 10th game of the very first week, finished Manchester City 4, Newcastle United 0. It was a great start to City, capped off by the David Silva goal. Krul had to make a couple of early saves. However, the possession is just all Manchester City. This team, City, Chelsea and United, they really look the three teams, as everyone basically predicted. But all three of them look very sharp from the outset of their games. Yaya Toure, again, another awesome free kick, a really curling one with that right foot of his. Not only can he hold down in that midfield area, but he can also go forward and score goals, as he did. And basically, Manchester City, unlike last season, their pass was very sharp, very accurate, a really high tempo. And Pellegrini, wow, he did a very good job. Newcastle United fans can really not be too impressed. They weren't impressed before the game because Arsenal decided to launch a 10 million bid for Kabay, but we'll probably talk about that next week. And Joe Kinnear really hasn't brought anyone in apart from Remy on loan, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with Pardew. I think he's a very good manager, and Newcastle will hopefully, as I said in my previous video, do okay this season. I think they should anyway. So that's about wrapped up my EPL review for the week 1 of the Premier League. I'll see you basically at the start, halfway through this week, to give you the preview for week number 2. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the games like I did, and I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.